The time for idle chatter is over, as I literally just said, but I'm saying it for the benefit of everybody. Because we're live! The cafe is open! Hello, everybody! I hope you're all doing well tonight. And if you're not, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're able to kick back, relax, and hang out while, my friend, Nova and I try to find some summer sweeties. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds like a wonderful plan.
Well, I hope so. It's the only plan I got. It's the only plan I got apart from sipping coffee at, like, almost midnight my time. But I'm a barista. That's what I do.
I'm not a barista. It's why I'm sipping Monster Energy drink instead.
I mean, I'd be sipping Monster Energy drink if I had it, honestly. It's the crippling caffeine addiction. Well, let me rephrase. It's only crippling when I get those caffeine withdrawal headaches. And even then, it's not exactly crippling. It's just like, existence is pain.
I surprisingly don't get those, but then again, I have ADHD. And for all my ADHD siblings out there, you know damn well caffeine works differently for us.
Just hits different. Maybe I get those because I tend to intake enough caffeine to probably give a horse heart palpitations. And I don't mean a horse VTuber like Lucagen. I mean an actual fucking horse.
Yeah, that would probably do it. Oh my god! Even I'm not that crazy. But then again, if I have too much caffeine, I get sleepy.
Same. That's why I have no qualms about drinking this almost midnight cup of coffee. So what do you say? Do you want to start with a short game and we'll see how it plays out from there?
I mean, if you want to. We start out with a short game. These games never are short for us.
Right.
I don't think it matters what. It doesn't matter what length we pick. We'll make it last about 3 hours anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say the game itself will take at least double the amount of time. So I know, like, the first time we did one, when we did like original Monster Prom, we made it through like a couple of runs in one night. I forget how long that took, but I know we did. Ah, Camp Spooky. The stage of some of our dearest summers. Back then, we were young and unafraid. Clearly, because somebody's actively committing a stabbing on the back of the bus. Somebody's arm is just, sticking out. Maybe Brian needed a spare.
I was gonna say, that's either Dahlia or Damien. No in between. It's one or the other.
No. Fourth option. It's Vicky, because she's a Frankenstein.
Huh.
She needs her fancy glam arm. She needs her swimming arm and her normal arm. That's how Frankensteins work, right? I don't know. I'm a Dampier. I'm not a Frankenstein. Or another Frankenstein's monster.
Hey, your guess is as good as mine. I'm a dragon.
With school far away, everything seemed possible as the sun embraced us on our way to camp. Summer has that distinct power, doesn't it? You live for the days while the nights inebriate you with possibilities. It's like life could take a turn at every corner. And for us, it did. Who are you? Yeah, see, she's got her cute little, her nails painted and everything. So this is probably her roughing it arm. Now, as you might notice, everybody has a little... What kind of icon would you call this? It looks like a refresh icon, but it's probably a cycle through icon.
Yeah.
Because thanks to you, We have, like, all of the DLC playable characters. So we could stick with the OG 4. Or we could play some of the new ones.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of choices.
Yeah, let's see. 4, 8, 12,
In fact,
17.
I think the only character slot that has not have 4 is the green one, and that has Brian, Noodle, and
Mamimi.
another. Yeah.
Who, as they posted on their socials today, is also in MonsterCon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, actually Oz is the only one who has, why is Oz's face up there when they're already here? So it is only 16. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm...
Maybe I'm just bad at looking. All their faces are up there, so Oz is the only one with an extra one.
Oh, no. Okay, so... On my end, Amara's seat has an extra character named Modius. She is a separate DLC, I believe.
Oh, right, that one.
And then Vicky's seat has an in-game purchasable. Thank you. Character, aka a fridge.
I mean, you gotta keep it cool at summer camp, so what better way than become a fucking refrigerator?
Yep, you can be a fridge. The in-game currency is called memories, and basically, like, you play through the game a couple times, you can unlock cool shit, and you can unlock and play as a fridge.
I've seen that. That makes sense as to why I don't have it. I've not. Is now a good time to say I've only played maybe one round of Monster Camp, and that was years ago?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting then. Hold on. I want to see something real quick. Probably too late too.
Do we need to stop?
No. I'm trying to see. I want to see about getting you Modius.
Oh, I am so not pressed. Now, I know that the things you pick also affect your stats and stuff in this one, and also have are like tied to different events, I think, right?
Believe so.
Sort of like how the shops, the stuff you buy from the shop is, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like, wasn't she like an exclusive character or something?
I am trying to see.
Quick, to the Monster Prom wiki! Which I just so happen to have pulled up. Oh wait, no, I closed that tab. Damn it! Oh, you know what? I should have checked the settings, because I have all the DLC outfits and everything too. And I think there's a way to make the characters just randomly show up in the different outfits.
Yeah, there is.
Like, I don't know if it's a setting that you have to deal with. Or what? By you, I mean me. But you know what I mean. I'm gonna be quiet now.
And there.
I'm just gonna sit here and sip my coffee. That's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good.
Hold on.
Yeah, because wasn't she like a crossover character from a different game?
Yes.
I love how I have, like, these tiny little wisps and tangents of knowledge. I'm gonna pick a sport. Okay, I know this series, and I at least know enough that the penguin mask is necessary for at least one of the secret endings. Beyond that, I don't know shit about it. So I'm gonna... I beg your pardon? Frankly, it looks like
Okay,
I mostly picked boldness.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. She too. It's not a DLC you buy from Steam. She's available along with the fridge in the in-game meta shop.
Oh, okay. Also, hello, Hidai. Hope you're doing well this evening.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, isn't she from that Helltaker game?
She is.
Yeah. Pretty sure I saw... Oh, she's got a little suitcase and everything. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this stuff, I'm also now seeing other, like, things that are referenced. Like, in MonsterCon, we had the competitive tarot event, and you were just able to pick a deck of it. Little continuity shit like that just really caramels my apples.
Oh, same. It's why I love this game series so much.
Yeah, because every little bit of something or other makes its way back somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even having Mamimi as a playable character when she was only just mentioned in the first game in, like, an event where you get that Japanese energy drink or whatever. I only remember that one as well as I do because that happened once while we were playing, so it's in my brain. One might say that the Monster Prom had hardened us on the highs and lows of love. No, the fuck it didn't. If we were still... Well, maybe it did, because we're still trying. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna let the narrator talk for me. But no, in love, we're always absolute beginners. And summer camp was no different.
Ain't that the truth?
I'll take a coffee sip to that.
I'll take an energy sip to that as well.
If I had an energy drink emote, I would throw it at you, but all I have is latte.
That's fine.
Also, you want to hear something that I find very entertaining that happened earlier?
Oh?
So I was in Charity Goblin Ruby's stream. I had her, like, pulled up on my phone. And I had her pulled up on my personal account, like, on my computer. Somebody was gifting out subs, and both of my accounts got a gift sub to her.
That is awesome.
Like, I saw the chat pulled up, and I was like, oh, somebody gifted a bunch of subs. Let's see if I got one. Oh, wait, what? I got 2. This doesn't feel fair, but I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, I've noticed, I've been getting a lot of gifted subs to all kinds of streamers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna complain. Heck yeah, free emotes.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I would subscribe to somebody just for the emotes, but I might subscribe to somebody just for the emotes if they were good enough and I used them enough.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
But you know what else is the same? Summer camp. Summer camp was no different. No one talked about it, but the idea of a summer love loomed over our heads. Okay, why do they have like a fucking 6-seat? Do they have the limo of bus?
I think they're in the very, very, very back.
No, you know what? They're in one of those Hummer limos. Close to the last day of camp, there was a meteor shower happening, just 2 weeks away. Everyone knew that if you were into someone, you were going to watch that damn thing together. And so, a silent yet powerful pressure invaded us. It was the monster prom all over again. Everything seemed uncertain. Everything but one thing. Whoever we were asking on a meteor shower date, it was probably going to be one of the 6 coolest people on that bus. Not counting us, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely not counting us.
Joy Johnson Johima, age 23. Jojima? I feel like I'm doing it wrong no matter how I do it. I think it's Jojima. Jojima? Whatever. Joy! Badass witch who wanted to chill a bit after saving the world countless times. Aravi Mishra, age 22, a hot-headed adventurer possessed by a curse who had turned out to be the most annoying roommate ever. Calculaster Hewlett Packard, version 1.1. A library computer who had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. Oh, trust me, I remember that.
I know you do.
Dahlia Aquino. Dahlia! Age 20, a buff blue demon and warmonger who had set her sights on conquering summer next. Damien LeVay, age 21, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Apparently getting, head choked. And Milo Belladonna, age 23? A Death Reaper doubling as an internet influencer who was profoundly in love with life and all its earthly pleasures. Yeah, that fucking... Yep. The bus trip...
the non-binary rep of my dreams.
Yes.
They are fucking awesome.
Yep. The bus trip was long, and all of summer could be shaped by the first step well taken. And so it was clear. It all came down to breaking the ice and causing a good impression with the right person. What's your favorite hobby?
Crimes!
Saving the world, efficient farming, very anime workouts, being popular, or raising succulents. Gee, I very much wonder what each of these who each of these options could be for. I have no clue. Who are you gonna go for?
Usually I go for Joy, but I think this time either gonna go for Amari or Milo. Or Milo.
Okay, so I'm good to go for round 2 for Calculaster? Great.
Oh, absolutely.
You are also a succulent fan barista. It is so nice to meet a fellow plant parent. Bro, we've been through this before. I'm still me. We went to prom together once.
I think getting upgraded to the 1.1 version might have reset some of his memories.
You know what? That makes sense. We're gonna blame Liam for that. He's not here to defend himself, so it's his fault. I have been raising succulents for almost a year now. Since my conception as a free-thinking AI, they give me so much insight into the organic life cycle. For instance, it wasn't until I almost killed Kevin the Kiwi Aeonium that I realized just how important water is to you living creatures. Yeah, that's pretty important there, bud. It's part of our coolant system.
I think we're 85% water?
I don't exactly remember, but it's a shit ton.
Oh yeah.
It is fascinating to learn more about living things. I would love to learn more about you and your succulents this summer, barista. You coming on to me? Is that a euphemism?
Hey, efficient farming is my favorite pastime too. I even wrote this walkthrough guide on how to do it properly.
Are you sure this walkthrough isn't about actual farming, Ravi? It says step 1 is to scour for fertile soil.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's a super important step into looking for viable monsters to grind. You gotta go where there's food sources.
And step 2 is plow the fields with a sturdy backhoe.
To dig up the mole people you're gonna be slaying. Duh. At least Nova already knows what I'm talking about. We should farm for XP together while we're at camp. Leveling up never takes a break.
It just has a change of scenery.
Yeah.
We only had 2 weeks left to woo our crushes and conquer their hearts. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. BRB getting a tattoo that says young and unafraid and ready to start at the age of 30.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get a tramp stamp.
No.
Listen, there's a walk-in tattoo place that just opened up downtown, where I'm at. I don't know if they only do their own designs. I'll have to double check. I'll do what I did with my first one. I'll draft it out in MS Paint and bring it down.
You have a tattoo.
I do. I do, in fact, actually, IRL have a tattoo. And I did actually draft it in fucking MS Paint.
Nice.
They had good script options. Well, I don't know why I'm saying it past tense, but
I'm sure your tattoo artist appreciated the reference.
I hope so. I spent way too long on that.
I've always thought about getting a tattoo, but like, I feel like my sensory issues would not go. Like, it's not the idea of being stabbed with a needle. It's just that, like, I don't know if I'd be able to handle any sensory issues that would crop up.
No, that's a very, very valid concern. Like, I think if you were to get one, you might start with something, like, small on a less sensitive area. If you did one at all. I'm not saying you have to. It's definitely I feel like it's an experience you should know for sure that you want before you get it, and not just because the whole, tattoos are permanent, or they cost a lot of money to remove, whatever.
Yeah. No. I was gonna say, if I were to ever get a tattoo, I know it would be of, like, a crescent moon with, like, some stars. Where it would be, I have no idea, but I know that if I were to get a tattoo, that would be the very first one I get. I might just have to go for, like, learning, henna, I believe is the pronunciation.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah. That might be the middle ground I have to go with, is, like, learning how to do that, getting the resources, and then, like, picking where I want it and just doing that. Because I know I can handle that, because when I worked at the amusement park that's really close by, I would get it. Like,
right.
Whenever I had the money to do it. So, like, I know I can handle that.
Yeah. You know, I never exactly planned on getting one. And then, all the circumstances just sort of lined up to be just so, where it was like, yeah, no, this is exactly what I'm going to do with myself right now. I'm trying to think of the condensed version of it. The condensed version... Speedrun traumatic life events, let's go! So my mom was in the hospital. Like, she basically spent most of the last year before she died in and out of the hospital, mostly in. And, I think this was during, like, one of her brief stints at home, and then she went back into the hospital. Now, mind you, this was back in 2014. Excuse me. So this was like when early big YouTube Let's Players like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier were really starting to become popular online. And I made a Tumblr post. And I had like a screenshot of him on it or whatever, and I was like, yeah, things are really shitty, but watching this guy helps me feel better, gives me hope that things are gonna get better, whatever. He actually saw this post and replied to it. And he said, I don't think he said much else other than, I'm glad I could give you hope. Sometimes it's exactly what you need when things look darkest. And I was like, well, slap my ass and call me a biscuit. I mean, for one thing, I was shitting myself because holy shit, this guy I admire online, oh my god, who had like, I think he had like 2 or 3 million subscribers on YouTube at that point, which, big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And it was one of those, it was like the absolute best thing that could have been said to me by the person it could have best come from, you know? It was like the right thing at the right time from the right person. So within 3 weeks, I had a tattoo. I opened up MS Paint and I rearranged the wording a little bit so it says, hope's exactly what you need, blah, blah, blah. And then I put his little pink mustache and glasses logo underneath it.
Alright. My guess of who I thought it was way off. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Who'd you think it was?
The Stupendium. They are a YouTuber who makes video game music for like with lyrics like for different video games.
Right, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Heard of that one.
So,
have not made the time to properly get into them. Excuse me.
Understandable. There's a lot of things in the world going on.
Mm-hmm. It's on my list, I promise. But yeah, so that's how I ended up with my one and only tattoo. Fun fact, my grandma actually came with me when I got it, because my mom was in the hospital at the time.
Oh, nice. I also just realized my second tattoo would be something Zelda themed.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was going to continue my tangent and say something similar. I had a whole thing like drafted up and everything. Also, I actually looked and saw your message now. Yeah, no. But yeah, no. What mine was gonna be it was gonna be a Triforce with like the three gems from Ocarina of Time. But I was gonna have it have like a personal familial twist and have the Triforce itself be made out of like roses with vines and shit, like on vines and shit.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I got as far as shittily drafting it on like notebook paper at one point, and that's as far as I got. Like, I went with a friend at one point when she got her ears pierced, and that place also had a tattoo place, so I flipped through their booklets, took a picture of like a generic like rose line band thing that they had, and just sort of fucked around with that and sketched it. I say sketched, I doodled it at best. So yeah, that's floating around in my box of paperwork behind me somewhere. If I were to ever get it, maybe. Where would I put it? I don't know. I feel like I would want it somewhere visible to me like my other one is, because the other one's on the inside of my right forearm facing me. Because it, you know, just based on what it is and what it says, it's the kind of thing I wanted to have available to just, like, look down at.
Understandable.
Which was yeah. It helped. It helped significantly. Who needs antidepressants? I have a YouTube influencer. But yeah, usually whenever I show people that or I tell them where it is, like if I'm wearing long sleeves and they just can't see it, they're like, oh, that must have hurt a lot. And it's like, I guess. Like, yeah, it hurt a bit, but I always say it hurt as much as I expected it to. Because, like, it was, it was more tender towards the middle where the vein and stuff is, but on the outer parts, was not that bad.
Oh, if it gets more tender where the veins are at, I think I'm good because I have been told by doctors and nurses that my veins are very deep. They have trouble sticking me with the needle to get blood and stuff.
Oh, same. My veins are... Doctors hate her. Her veins are terrible.
Heck, even... I was gonna say, I was also chronically, like, dehydrated, because I just struggled to drink water. Even if, like, a day before my appointment, I drink water, they still had trouble.
Oh, same. Absolutely. Even day before, day of, I'd just be sitting there, glug, 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 glug. Same, although my veins are all scarred over from all the studies I've been in. Huh. I honestly didn't even think that that could be a problem, but that also makes a lot of sense. Hopefully studies means it was something voluntary that you wanted to do, and hopefully it wasn't, like, for bad health things. Either way, I hope you're doing well. Like, I hope you're doing better now. Yeah, no, after a certain point, they gave up on my arms, like my elbows and stuff. Cystic fibrosis, I'm in a lot of studies to try to improve my health. Oh, okay, that will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish you all the luck with that. And I hope everything goes as well as it can for you. Yeah, after a time, doctors hate her arms. Let's just go for her hands instead.
I have been fortunate enough where they have not had to do that with me yet. But I think the day's gonna come eventually where they're gonna have to.
See, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I think I just sit there and I just straight up watch them. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go in. Do you want me to give you I'm just staring right at my hand or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, go for it. I don't care, dude. Cool.
I am the same way. Like, the initial anticipation is, like, what triggers my anxiety. As soon as that thing goes in, I'm just like, oh, okay. And then I'm just staring at it.
It's like, oh, well, I guess we're here now. I mean, I don't know if it's as a result of the weight loss I've had over the years, or I've just, been better prepared, but my arms have gotten better for blood draws and stuff. Generally.
Well, that's good.
Sometimes my veins hate getting set up for IVs, so the last couple times I had, like, procedures and stuff, needed to go to the hospital. Listen. Wacky music? Hush for a minute. I'm doing a hashtag real talk moment.
This is serious business, guys. We need serious music, not goofy music.
Not even serious music. I'm just... The last time I was in the hospital and they tried to get an IV going in me, it was just not happening. So, as, like, a last resort, before, the main phlebotomist could come through, before she could get there, just to see if they could do it without her, they went for what they call the mother-in-law vein. That's the vein that's on the inside of your wrist. That shit hurts.
Oh.
Like, that, I assume that's why they nicknamed it that. That's why they call it the mother-in-law vein, because it just really fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't even get nothing out of it. They just stabbed me for no reason.
Ah! Oh, that is the worst.
Eventually, the phlebotomist came in and they got one in my hand and it worked out. But I had a mark on that spot for like a week after the fact. And I don't mean like a bruise or anything, just the exact spot where they stabbed me.
Ugh.
So, if anybody ever says, yeah, we're gonna have to try the mother-in-law vein, now you know what you're in for.
Scream at them to stop and just tell them to put it in the hand.
Now, you know, the worst part of it was, it's not far above where my tattoo is, so I thought it would be okay. I thought it would be manageable. Like, I was prepared for it to hurt, but not as much as it hurt. It was one of those, oh, this is gonna suck, but I can do it. Oh my god, I can't do this. Ah!
Oh my god.
I mean, obviously I did it. I powered through, and they just couldn't get anything anyway, but it was like, I'm okay.
That reminds me of, like, I've only ever stayed in the hospital once. So don't ask how my clumsy ass managed to not be a actual patient in a hospital until I had to get my gallbladder out at like 21, 22.
I mean, I love that for you. Proud of you for that.
Yeah, but holy shit. When it first started up, I didn't think anything of it because the pains would sync up with my cycle. So I thought it was just, cramps. Nope, it was gallstones, and it got so bad to the point where I had to call off a job and then got fired for it. And then started a new job, and luckily I didn't get fired from this job, although if I had, maybe I wouldn't have developed my chronic ankle pain, thanks to them. But yeah, no, my mom had to, it was late at night. My mom rushed me to an urgent care. The urgent care was like, okay, we're gonna give you some anti-nausea medicine, but you need to scoot your booties over to the hospital right the fuck now. So yeah, that was fun. And by fun, I mean, holy hell, I don't think I would wish that pain on even my worst enemy.
Why not? They probably deserve it. Oh no, my face is stuck again. This isn't even remotely close to the face I'm making! Vignon, I will never understand you. Vignon, my permanent confusion. Also, jump scare. Here I am. Haha. Okay, back to the corner with you. Oh, that's the thing that sucks about, oh, wrong way. About having to, like, find a new game to play. I have to figure out where to put myself.
Yep, fair enough.
I mean, I usually just end up putting myself down here in this corner anyway, but still. What if there's something plot relevant in the corner? What if I'm covering something? Now I look like I'm a bird sitting on a nest. Anyway. Maybe we should actually, if we're hoping to get Summer Sweethearts by the end of summer, like IRL, maybe we should get going. What am I touching?
Maybe.
Oh, my my other keyboard that is currently out of use. Just casually playing footsie with an old keyboard under my desk. No big deal. Okay, so the same mechanic applies. If we roll over our stats, we can see what does what. know, I bagged him once before. Do you think I remember what stats are necessary to get a good calculaster? No. I feel like he needs me to be smart, though.
Hold on, what? I think... So, you know, do you remember how I said in Monster Prom, it really didn't matter about your stats, you just had to, like, have his heart events?
Yes.
I think I actually mixed it up with this game. I think this is the game where, like, you don't need to worry about stats so much.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to go to the woods anyway. That day in the woods, you find a mysterious portal to an unknown dimension. Whoa! Well, hopefully the interdimensional prince isn't in there. You're not so stupid that you jump into it yourself, this time, so you decide to tie a chipmunk to a string and throw it in there. You pull the chipmunk back, expecting it to be dead or at least warped by the interdimensional travel, but it turns out whatever is on the other side of that portal taught the chipmunk calculus and some very cogent arguments about gender identity. You and the chipmunk have a long, insightful conversation, and he helps you with your summer school homework. You gain 2 smarts. Wow, so all that focusing on prom rather than school really did a number on our grades if we're in summer school.
Hold on, shoot.
You manage to extricate yourself from that situation just in time to nearly trip over Calculester. He's crouched on the ground, intently studying his glass prison full of ants. I mean, his ant farm. That's what those are called. Oh, friend barista, how pleasant to see you. Probably. Probably? Bro, what does that mean? Right in front of my calculus-knowing chipmunk friend? Who may or may not have a gender identity crisis now? Oh, I see.
Yes.
As you can see, I am once again attempting to understand the complexities of organic life by way of this ant terrarium. Their brief, numerous lives provide the perfect data set for training my neural net, if only all beings died and reproduced so rapidly. In the course of my research, however, I have begun to worry. Are these ants spiritually fulfilled? Tell me, barista, as an expert on organic life, does spiritual fulfillment consist of dragging food through tunnels and then vomiting it into the mouth of your all-powerful queen? You're not sure you even have a soul, let alone spiritual fulfillment, but whatever it is, it's probably not the vomit thing. You tell him so. Oh dear, if my little ant friends are not spiritually fulfilled, how will I ever be able to deduce the true nature of happiness from their behavior? Friend barista, please help me. He poggin'. Retro pog.
Retro pog!
How can I catapult this humble ant society to a higher plane of existence? Bro, didn't you try to do this with, like, your simulation AI last time? Your first thought is with an actual catapult, but Damien borrowed yours for homework a few weeks back and never returned it. Time for plan B. The ants need something to look forward to besides the eating and dying. Introduce them to the Word of God. Help the ants appreciate the zany side of work by creating and producing The Office, but for ants. Listen. I've watched part of season 1 of The Office. The US version, not the UK version. Between these two, I would still prefer that. I feel like I'm not going to do well no matter which one I pick. But I want to see what the game has to say about The Office for ants.
Alright.
This is why I consult organic beings whenever possible. I never would have come up with such a solution. Well, clearly it's not going to go so well. I'm not that creative. I did give them all tiny ant-sized televisions because staring at screens seems to be one of the main ways organics express their self-actualization. But I never got as far as actually broadcasting anything on those screens. It is a brilliant idea. Bolstered by Calculester's encouragement, you set about creating a hilarious slice-of-life comedy starring John Krasinski, Jen Ant Fisher, and regular Steve Carell, somehow. The Office, but for ants, is a huge success. The ants share their favorite gifs on Ant Twitter and compare the drudgery of their own work to the hilarious drudgery of the TV show. This is fantastic. The simple creation of a wacky facsimile of the ants' dull and unfulfilling lives has somehow made them more fulfilled. But this delicate equilibrium is short-lived. Soon, Office Mania reaches such heights that the ants aren't content to just watch it. They want to live it! You watch in horror as the ants create tiny ant offices filled with tiny ant compy machines, ant bureaucracy, and ant ennui! Before long, all the ants are so busy filing reports and competing for meaningless promotions that they forget to gather food. Oh no, the ants are in danger of dying out because of too much capitalism. Quick, introduce them to a more wholesome entertainment property. In a desperate bid to save Ant Society, you broadcast the 1998 DreamWorks animated feature, Ants. Good news is that it reinstills the value of ant-related activities in the populace. Bad news is that the movie sucks so bad it destroys their faith in entertainment forever. In fact, merely handling the Ants DVD has sapped you of 2 smarts and 1 creativity. Damn it.
Well,
I mean, I thought it was an okay movie, but the last time I watched it was probably when I was a kid. Girl, you losing to strip poker? Girl meaning her, not you, of course. But you are her, so... Individual, you losing at strip poker?
So, the fun thing about Modius, and the game she comes from, she horny as fuck, so she fits right in with the monster prom cast of characters.
I mean, I would hope so, otherwise she wouldn't have been a crossover character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, I forgot to read it. Everything is going fine, and you're reassured on how brave you are. When suddenly a ghost, or is it just someone wearing a blanket with 2 holes? So hard to tell the difference. Appears and whispers in your ear. Remember, one day you will be long gone and no one will remember you. All the struggle you endured to become a better version of yourself, both personality and professionally, will eventually mean nothing. The ghost leaves while you take all that in, getting too bold in the boldness in the process. Damn, ghost! What the fuck?
Joke's on you, Ghost. You can't make me feel bad about having to process any of that because I already feel that way.
Oh god, Marisa!
Just because I know my life is meaningless in the long run doesn't mean I'm not gonna make the best of it now because it has meaning while I'm still fucking here.
Alright, there we go!
Had you in the first half, didn't I?
You did.
Never underestimate the Barista Inquisition. I know I just completely fucked that up, but it got a laugh out of you, so I did my job.
You're hoping to run into your gal Avari, but so far she hasn't been any of the places you expect. The mines, the dungeon, the forest. You heard Camp Spooky was doing an arts and crafts pop-up session, so you go over to pass the time. And are shocked to find Avari already there.
Yes, yes! This slump-molded earthenware masterpiece will be one of my finest works yet.
Oh, hello there, Nova. Welcome to my purgatory of boredom and suffering.
You mean your craftatory of potdom and creating?
No, I meant what I said the first time.
Or as Dana would say, I know what I said.
Yeah.
In that case, can we make no complaining our next rule of compromise, because you're harshing my pottery buzz.
You see what I have to put up with? Hex gets super into any random activity they see on TV and immediately wants to go try it out. They watched a documentary on... what the fuck?
Mesopotamia,
and all they took away from it was pot, and immediately threw themselves into this obnoxious new hobby.
At least it wasn't weed.
True that! Although, Knowing what I know about Hex, that's definitely next in line.
Well, there we go.
They've been leaving little curse-shaped clay prints all over my nice adventuring gear.
Which you've been wearing because I graciously agreed to accompany you on quests just like you graciously indulge in my hobbies too. See, that's how this give and take works.
Well, I want to give you a punch in the face and take all this clay away from you so we can do something less boring. You think watching paint dry is boring? Try watching clay dry. At least a painting is a picture of something.
Why can't you let yourself enjoy my newfound love of pottery? Pots are beautiful.
The only time I care about pots is when I can smash them and get rupees. That may be the only circumstance in which Avari cares about pots, but one circumstance is better than no circumstances, and you know just how to use it. Field trip. Ask Avari to make pots to give back to the poor old man whose hundreds of pots she has broken over the last several months. Fuck guilt. Avari should make her own pots, then break those to get rupees, infinite money. Oh wow, Nova. You're some kind of adventuring genius. Why didn't I ever think of that?
Maybe because that's definitely not how that works.
You have little faith. You'll be eating your words on a Cheeto M&M bagel sandwich.
I do love those.
When I come out of this situation with unlimited money. You and Avari sit and begin making a pot together, ghost style, at the pottery wheel. It's super romantic. I'm going to dive into an entire chamber full of rupees and swim through them.
Alright, Scrooge McDuck, calm down.
Or at least it would be if Avari were slightly less fixated on the prospect of infinite money. But hey, who could blame her?
I know the prospect of infinite money would solve all of my problems.
Same. But you guys are still getting to judge each other and stuff, so whatever. You and Avari finished crafting your first pot.
It's not terrible, it's not perfect, but some of those flaws could be hid with a proper glaze.
No glaze, just smash! Avari smashes her pot before even taking it off the wheel, and yet...
Holy shit! How are there rupees in there? Did you put them in when I wasn't watching?
Nope! It's like you've never been on an adventure before, Hex. Smash pots, get rupees.
I'm amazed and don't know what to say.
Say you'll watch me make the shit out of, and subsequently break the shit out of, a whole bunch of rupee spawning pots. I cannot decide on a voice for her.
I can't decide on one for Hex either. Like, I'm vaguely going with, like, that throat rasping kind of thing, but I'm also making it higher pitched, kinda.
I'm trying to go for a nerdy sound, but, like, not dip into Zoe territory.
Fair enough. I mean, Zoe's not here right now, I won't tell. You know, given the cost of materials, she actually isn't making a huge profit with this strategy. But, even as fast as she's going, her pottery technique is actually improving. Like, the lip on that last pot was much more even than the one before, and the thickness is getting more consistent. In the timeless, eternal words of the ancient Mesopotamians, hella lit, fam! Yeet! I think this calls for a celebration. Wait, not that! Well, now I won't do it.
To say, who yeeted you?
Me. I did it.
So, oh. X has a great time getting to review Avari's pottery skills, and Avari has a great time getting rupees, and you have a great time getting 2 creativity and 1 charm.
I did it for the funny. If I had timed it better, I would have, yoked myself when I said yeet, but, that worked too. Everybody, choose a movie. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the campers before you click.
Huh.
The 1998 DreamWorks film Ants.
I'm gonna pick Pitch Perfect 2. Only because that movie series has been on my mind.
I was actually thinking about that series the other day. By the other day, I mean like yesterday. Or maybe even earlier today. I don't know, time isn't real. No, I was thinking about it because I was thinking about those Da Vinci boys.
Da Vinci boys?
Yeah, those two twins who they were doing a thing on like Instagram or whatever, and it was like one of those poll whatever things, and the thing that popped up over their head was Da Vinci, and they both looked confused and said, Da Vinci? Yeah, it became a massive meme for a while. Turns out those boys are actually quite based. Like, they use their Twitter, in their own goofy voice that they have. They're all about trans rights, anti-AI stuff. I like them. Anyway, this relates to the Pitch Perfect movie. Because, well, now I have to fact check myself before I just say something out loud.
It's very important to make sure you get the facts right.
Okay, I was right. So, the Da Vinci twins, they're actually, like, professional wrestling personalities. Like, they've been, tag team champions for at least one of the companies at some point or other. And I'm thinking, for some reason, my brain connected this to Flula, who, despite being known for, being this goofy, saying malapropers and, having an over-the-top accent kind of thing, is actually really good at what he does. So my brain sort of thought of all of them all together, and that's why I was thinking about Pitch Perfect. Because he's in one of the movies, I know that much.
Oh, nice.
I forget which one he's in, I just know he's in one of them. But yeah. So I was thinking about those Da Vinci boys, thought about Flula. I was like, yeah, they're known for being foreign and silly sounding, but they're actually pretty good at what they do. Because Flula's actually a very good musician, from what I've listened to. I mean,
if they're known for being foreign and, like, goofy, then it probably was the Pitch Perfect 2 movie, because that's the one where they go to compete with, like, a bunch of different a cappella groups from around the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Flula was in one of the in the German group or whatever. But he's got good vocals and stuff. He did a collaboration single with Ninja Sex Party once.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. So that's the kind of shit I think about when I'm sitting on the couch and, seeing, scrolling on Twitter or whatever.
Alright, well, we got the 1998 DreamWorks animated movie Ants and Pitch Perfect 2.
Player order is decided based on the likelihood that thousands of years from now, archaeologists will use said movie to explain how society functioned in the 21st century. Start debating now. I mean, your movie actually has humans in it.
It actually takes place within the 21st century.
Potato, potato. Where is my cursor?
I was gonna say, I think.
Oh, it's not my turn. That's why my cursor's not showing up. No, I was like scrolling off, clicking off, scrolling off, clicking on. And it's like, I can't see anything. Why? Then I looked in the corner. You know, the part where it very conveniently says, "Not your turn." Because it's not my turn.
There. Honestly, sometimes I forget it's there too.
Well, if it
All
wasn't
right.
there, I would have just been sitting here wondering if, like, my mouse died or something.
I probably would have eventually noticed that, like, oh, hey, here's my cursor. I can select shit.
But yeah, you win that. Because your movie at least has humans. And like you said, takes place in the 21st century.
I mean, the Ants movie probably does too, now that I'm thinking about it, because I think 1998 is still 21st century.
No, that's 20th century.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, whatever century it is, so we're in the 21st century right now, 2000 onward. Like, 2000 to 2099 is the 21st century. And then 2100 to 2199 will be the 22nd century.
Huh. The more you know.
Yeah, so basically just take the first two digits of the year. So right now we're in 2025, 20, and add 1. That's the century we're in. Like, if you're trying to work it out backwards, say somebody's talking something about the 16th century, you minus 1, they're talking about the 1500s.
Good to know.
Like, it makes sense if you think about the very first century just being, 0 to 99. That's the first century, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Surprisingly.
Glad it makes sense to somebody.
You're huddled behind a bullet bunker in the throes of a tail tag battle royale against camp rival camp. You're sure that this is the end. You've lived a good life, you think. Next to you is a camp rival camp member shivering and crying and out of ammo. Why guns are a part of tail tag is beyond your comprehension. Is this where we die, Nova? They sob. Why couldn't Camp Spooky and Camp Rival Camp just make love and not war?
Because if we made love and not war, there wouldn't be any tension. There wouldn't be any enemies to lovers.
True that. You reach for them as if to bring them into a tender kiss, and as soon as they're in your grasp, you take their tail. Fuck yeah! That gives Camp Spooky the win. Everyone saw your sexy ruse, which also gives you 2 charm.
Of all the characters to do that with, yeah.
Yeah. Look, Modius is a choice for this game.
A good choice.
She is a choice.
A good choice. Ow. Ah, there we go.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think you could go wrong with any character, because they all got funny, goofy shit going on. You'll wind up in the dome playing a game of extreme dodgeball, TM, against Camp Rival Camp. You have a super weak wrist and you're afraid of balls, so you volunteer to guard the jail. Jail is really just a chalk square on the ground where you're keeping prisoners from the other team. But Joy, Vari, and Damien are all on guard duty too. Your jail only has 1 prisoner, but he's a doozy. Oh, fuck. It's Morty the Minotaur. He's from Camp Rival Camp, and he's the sexiest over-sexualized half-man, half-fool you've ever seen. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got this one. I got it. I may be inside your jail for now, but I bet I'll be inside your bodies before long.
Fuck. Oh, shit. You know what?
You totally did not pay attention or hear what he said because he was too busy running his hands over his thighs.
I was too busy questioning my life choices in this moment.
Fuck, I voiced. Hang on. Shut up, Morty. We're close friends that have supported each other through countless absurd shenanigans. We outnumber you, and besides, you're way too dumb to trick us. Foolish camp spooky babes. Guess it's time for me to break out the old Morty the Minotaur mindfuck on him. The fact that he has hearts cut out of his ass. And I'm right at eye level. I'm looking right at it.
Yep.
You know, it seems like Joy is the alpha in your little group. So between Aravi and Damien, I guess Aravi's the beta because she's way stronger than Damien. Just one bull's opinion.
Hey, watch your hot mouth. How could you say that, Morty? I'm way stronger than Avari. No chance in hell, Damien. You're a scrawny demon boy with a resistance to fire and no other special moves. I'm taking shits that are a higher tier than you are.
Hey, idiots, calm down. Morty's obviously just trying to pit us against each other and then escape. It happens in literally every movie, you two. Come on.
Back off, Joy and Avari. You can eat my battle asshole. I'll wreck you and your little curse too.
What the fucking hell? What did I do? I mean, yeah, I'll fight you, but only because I think I smell some beef jerky in your pocket. Whatever. I want it on the record that I tried. Their minds are like putty in my thick, girthy hands. Now for the climax of this encounter.
Oh god.
Hey, Joy, let's ditch this dumb game. If you get me out of this prison, I'll give you a back rub while you read in perfect silence.
Oh, damn.
Okay, that's kind of tempting.
Morty's divide and conquer strategy is working. Find some way to resist his mind games and restore peace and trust among your friends. This game of dodgeball depends on it. When times get tough, you can always bring people back together through an emotional flashback montage. Forget about your differences and focus on the one thing you all have in common: having a skeleton inside your bodies. I like this one. Yep.
Huh. A flashback montage is a really good idea. I have a montage spell I've been meaning to try out, actually. Gasp! No! The power of the montage! It's too dangerous! Dimitri and I once did a flashback montage, and we almost fused together into one mega powerful sex warrior.
This game is so unserious sometimes. You had me at mega powerful. Let's do it, motherfuckers! Flashback time!
I love how Hex just looks so unbothered. Like they just woke up from a nap. They're just like, huh?
I keep forgetting. I don't think you have any of the outfits activated, because you have to do that within customized game. I do. And Joy has this you know what? I can show you. Because
You
I
could.
can't just. That's my face. There we go. Oh, that would be my face. Here we go.
Oh, that is incredible. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, that I should have looked in the options to turn that on before we got started. Isn't that like her Sense and
It's always
Sensibility outfit or whatever it's called?
There is always next time. I mean, there's also like just exiting this game and starting over, but we're like
in too deep. We're into the montage.
Yeah. You all hold hands and Joy casts her spell. You enter the flashback space where, as the flashback leader, you have total control over the memories you'll watch together. And since you're trying to get your friends to stop fighting, you decide to edit some of your memories to make them a little bit more flashback appropriate. First, you show your friends a warm, happy memory. It's the time that Damien helped Joy learn universal weakness and defeat the big bad. Huh. I kind of thought that Polly and Nova lied to me and coerced me into helping. But now I remember that I helped Joy because we're great friends.
Yeah. Man, that was a great season finale. And a great memory of our friendship. And Cool Josh had a cameo that episode too.
Next, you show your friends a memory of Avari throwing rocks at Damien from a tree. Technically, Avari was trying to kill him at the time, but you do a little editing. Oh yeah, I remember. I was throwing rocks at Damien as a gesture of my appreciation for our friendship. Hell yeah! So metal, Robbie. I still have the friendship appreciation scars all over my body.
Whoa, you guys! I totally forgot, but it looks like Cool Josh was in this memory too. God, that motherfucker is the coolest!
And finally, you show the memory that started off your whole friendship. The time that you all went to the aquarium with Cool Josh on Memorial Day. Best memory day. Best Memorial Day ever. You guys remember how Cool Josh jumped into the shark tank and made friends with all the sharks?
Yeah. And the aquarium was attacked by giant robots and Nova got into a Gundam suit with Cool Josh and defeated the robots?
That day was fucking legendary, because it was the day that Cool Josh coined off his official catchphrase, "Nobody better lay a finger on my juicy ash." Yep, that totally what it said. You and your friends laugh and laugh about your shared memories with Cool Josh. You feel a little guilty about editing all the memories using your flashback omnipotus, but not guilty enough to stop. You spend all day in the memory spell, reminiscing and bonding together, which earns you 2 charm and 1 bonus. Nice.
Nice.
And now I need to take a drink.
That is so fair. Yeah, I just thought that would be the perfect over-the-top melodramatic voice for him, and I really hope it came across the way I wanted it to.
Ooh, Morty or Hex?
Morty, specifically, in this scenario.
You know, you did better than I could, because,
I don't know, for some reason, I just thought, kind of voice, you know?
Yeah, no, that's the same voice I imagine. I would not be able to pull it off, and I definitely would not be able to do it without laughing my ass off.
That's what I'm here for. I'm going to Scout HQ. That day, all the scouts make a braid chain as a team-building exercise. You learn all sorts of new ways to braid hair. But the person braiding your hair accidentally ties an infinity knot into your head. There's no way to untie it. You can see into infinity. But right before Coach gives you the worst haircut of your life, you see how all of your friends will die. It's useful in helping you eliminate David Davidson, the doomed deer person, from your romantic prospects. You also watch every Marvel movie that will ever be released. You gain 2 creativity from witnessing so many plot twists.
Wow.
Back at your tent, you spot Calculester fiddling with his ant farm. He's so tender with those small, leggy boys. Oh, hello, friend barista. I was just deriving useful insights about organic life from my ant terrarium. I like his hat. You can tell he's cool because it's slightly off to the side.
He's wearing something completely different on my end.
Oh boy. Yeah, on my end, he's just got his cute little camp outfit. Initially, I was worried that tiny six-legged creatures might not be a fitting analog for more complex life forms. But friend Milo helpfully informed me that we are all tiny six-legged creatures where it counts. Concern averted. Lately, I have been focused on giving my little ants the happiest lives possible, if I can just optimize their tiny ant lives. It will help me understand how to make my larger friends happier as well. Recently, however, I have run into an obstacle. As everyone knows, the happiness of an organic being is directly related to how efficient it is at working. No, it's not. There's your first problem. And my ants are quite efficient. I hardly know any humans who could vomit so much material into the mouth of their exalted queen. But I wonder, are my ants as efficient as they could be? I don't know, give them some meth. See how that works. Surely there must be room for improvement, but I have tried everything I can think of without success. Transmitting a mathematical formula for organizational efficiency didn't help. Neither did telling them to do their best in binary. I am at a loss. Well, Calculester set the bar pretty low in terms of workable solutions. Surely you can think of something that will make these ants into harder workers. A yearly company retreat to Miami. The anticipation alone will fill them with determination. Or the fantasy of a meritocracy.
I don't even know what that is.
A meritocracy is what people like to think the US is, where if you work hard, you will be rewarded. Like you'll get by on your own merit.
Huh.
We know that's not true. That's why it's funny that they're saying the fantasy of a meritocracy, because they know it's not fucking true. Because it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's see how the company retreat to Miami works. It doesn't, because I am not fun. Son of a bitch!
Yeah, screw what the game thinks. I think you're plenty fun.
Well, my stats say otherwise, that's the problem. The Trials and Tribulations of Antonio the Ant, a tragic comedy in one act. Antonio was a humble ant, neither bright nor dull, but nonetheless committed to doing the best he could. He was tough, diligent, and loyal. In other words, he was the everyman, if the everyman was actually an ant. And yet, even the most diligent ant can grow disillusioned. The more he toiled, the less fulfilled he felt. Every day began the same way. Every tunnel eventually ended with the same crystal barrier. What was life without variety? Without excitement? One day, a miraculous thing happened. A metal hand descended from the sky and deposited dozens of free tickets to Miami, Florida. Antonio and his co-workers excitedly climbed aboard Ant American Airlines and were soon at their destination. It was like paradise. Days spent lounging by the pool, nights spent cavorting with the other insects beneath the floorboards of the hottest clubs. It was a dream. But all dreams have one thing in common. They die. On day 3 of his spectacular vacation, as Antonio finished snorting another line of coke off for another cicada's exposed thorax, it hit him. The clubs, the parties, the cocaine. All of it was just another crystal prison. And the jailer was himself. As he filed aboard the airplane at the end of the retreat, he could see it in the multifaceted eyes of his coworkers. That same emptiness. Nothing would ever change, but nothing would ever be the same either. He had gazed into the emptiness, and it had changed him forever. Oh dear, the ants seem to have discovered ennui. Not again! That wasn't my intention at all. Could it be that your suggestion was bad? No, see, the problem was that they did meth. I suggested... No, wait, I did say meth. Okay, yeah, maybe this idea was bad. It could! Indeed! Your suggestion was so bad that it lost you 2 smarts and 1 fun when you weren't looking. Man, I'm stupid as shit. Everybody choose an animal. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the campers before clicking.
1.
You said penguin again, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's my favorite animal.
I know. I said... I phrased it as a question because all I heard was the very end of it. I only heard the when part. So I was like, they had to have said penguin.
Yep.
Moose. Player order is decided based on which animal would become the most dangerous if granted opposable thumbs. Start debating now.
You know, granted, they would also, need to have a lot more, intelligence. But, given what the, current administration did with the tariffs on the island of penguins.
Give them Twitter, they'll be able to clap back.
Yeah.
My counter argument is moose are already dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
like, what would they even do with opposable thumbs, honestly? Because unlike, if anything, my argument's going in your favor in this case.
Fine. I'll come up with an argument in your favor. Moose, after being hit by a car, they're fine. They're gonna walk over to the car, open the door, drag you out, and, curb stomp you for running into them.
That was about the only other thing I was coming up with, was they could open a car door now. Because they have the thumb to grab the handle. That's all I was coming up with. Beyond that, they're already so fucking dangerous, like... There's a reason we don't fuck with moose.
Yeah.
Giving them thumbs would just give them another way to take your ass down. And all we're doing over here talking about the penguins is how they would totally ratio, people on Twitter.
I mean...
Which is its own brand of danger, frankly.
Mm-hmm. But, I think this one goes to you. Because moose are just dangerous in general.
It's the Mothman.
Mothman! I am...
You find Milo and Calculester drinking enough wine to bleed France dry. Which is odd, because, you know, Calculester doesn't have a mouth. I have to say, I think that the... Actually, did you want to do this?
Yes!
Okay, you go for it.
I have to say, I think that the natural crispiness of the Pinot... I cannot speak.
Pinot Grigio.
That pairs nicely with the gooey processed sweetness of a toasted marshmallow. Yet the Sarah smoky undertones are undoubtedly the perfect complement to a burnt weenie. What are your thoughts, Calculester, darling?
Hey, back off, he's my darling. I may suck at all of his events, but back off. I think that a nice box of red wine is exactly what I need to relax after an exhausting PTA meeting and thoroughly unsatisfying lovemaking session with my husband, Greg. Calculator, please. Sir, put that away. I can only censor so much.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. Was my meaning not clear enough? Perhaps this minion meme will suffice to explain my thoughts. Oh god, he's turned into a suburban mom. Look, here. It says, I whine because my kids whine. What a clever little pun.
Where are you getting your similar information from? I don't think that it's a terribly credible source.
It's probably like Wine Moms Anonymous on fucking Facebook.
Probably.
Huh. Or, wait, sigh. I fear you are right, friend Milo. But I have no taste buds, and so I have resorted to Google searching I love wine in order to formulate my critique. But I dearly wish to participate somehow. It seems that the bitter tastes of wine and divorce are integral to the organic experience. How can I be a part of it? What a fascinating aesthetic question. Truly, how can a wholesome computer boy enjoy a wine tasting? Wine tasting isn't about taste, it's about the drama. How does the wine make you reflect on the fleeting, flavorful joys of life? Or, it's okay, Cal. Nobody actually drinks wine at a tasting anyway. Just swirl it around and throw two random adjectives together and people will think you're cultured as hell. I mean, the first one seems something more like that Milo would like as opposed to Cal.
Yeah.
Because Milo's all about, you know, the joys of life and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah! Oh, how exciting! Now I can finally put that random adjective generator I impulsively downloaded to good use. Milo's just not fucking having it.
There's actually more to wine tasting than just making things up and...
Are you sure? Because after swirling this cup of Merlot around a bit, I dub it acutely voluptuous due to its innovative use of plums.
Okay. What do you think about this Pinot Blanc?
Ah, how delightful. This beverage's 14.2% alcohol content is both bombastic and slender.
I never would have thought to describe it that way. Could it be that the most refined taste of all is no taste?
And here we have this rustic brown wine. Its cinnamon overtones are violently hedonistic. Yum.
That's actually whiskey, darling. But I admire your spirit nonetheless.
Oh, it was? Well, that explains why you're pissed drunk after drinking 3 full glasses of it. At least Cal is happy with you. It was a voluptuously bombastic evening. Or is it bombastically voluptuous? Whatever, you're wasted. You have fun.
You're loitering by the campfire when you notice Avari and Dahlia whispering to each other and giggling. You're terrified of both of them, but the giggling is adorable.
Was it me or you that was doing her?
Technically, it was me in Monster Prom, but between Milo, Damien, and Avari, I think my plate's a tad bit full.
I got it. Nova, join us! Aravi and I are having our official weekly Girl Talk session!
We both love girl talk. So what? It's a guilty pleasure. If you tell anyone, I'll kill you.
Indeed! Both Aravi and I are masters of the battlefield and masters of the feminine arts. It's so nice to talk with someone who gets it!
It kind of is. Which is why Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, who does your war paint? You were rocking that Ferosa charcoal look when we were beheading those undead beasts.
Hell yeah! I do my war paint myself. It's a critical part of my battle ritual.
No way! That's sick, Dahlia! I usually have Hex do mine. I kinda suck at blending. One time I tried to do a smoky eye and accidentally set my forehead on fire.
I freaking love doing Aravi's war paint. I would do it every day, except Aravi only likes it done for main story battles, and I'm also very lazy and unreliable. Psh! Aravi war paint should be done anytime you're in combat. It's how warriors channel their inner blood horniness. You gotta do it for you, you know?
Bullshit. I can't see my own war paint. It makes no sense to spend 20 minutes doing it if it's just gonna be the last thing a few side quest orcs see before they die.
I can't technically die, but if I could, I'd want my last memory to be of Dahlia in a Braveheart looking ass blue and white war paint look. Holy shit, I would look amazing in Braveheart war paint, and I've been meaning to conquer Scotland for a while.
Fuck, that's sick. Whoa, Dahlia, maybe we could do matching war paint looks sometimes. That would be so intimidating.
Can you imagine? Our enemies would cower at the sight of us. They already do, but they would cower even more. Okay, obviously, I'm going to do matching war paint on you two, but what look should we go for? Handprint vibes, urban camo, knife eyes? What do you think, Nova?
You're not a war paint expert, but you are an expert at impressing your crush. These two cuties have got pretty different aesthetics, though. What do you suggest? True beauty comes from what's inside you. That's why I make my war paint using tons of blood.
I wonder who that one's for.
War paint is awesome, but when I really want to slay, I reach for my secret weapon, a legendary limited edition prestige battle skin. I think this one is Awari.
Well, yeah. What? You're saying you use skin, and the skin is somehow a legend? Nova, I got confused after, like, the third adjective. Aravi, do you get this?
Oh my gods! You have one of the limited edition skins? They're super rare. How the fuck did you get your hands on one of those? Seriously, Nova, that is so fucking cool. I was grinding so hard trying to get the Mecha Fauna skin, and I didn't even get one of those legendaries.
I remember that grinding session. You didn't take a pee break for like 3 days straight. I almost made it through a full season of 90 Day Fiancé. Wait, Aravi, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is girl talk time. I demand that you explain it to me.
I gotta show you the outfits that they're in on my end.
I was gonna ask what outfits they were in on the... What the fuck? I'm not what the fucking you, actually. Oh, wow.
Oh?
Yeah, now what the fuck? That is certainly a look for Dahlia.
Yeah. Okay, Dahlia. So the first thing you need to know is that there are in-game skins. And obviously everyone starts with the same shitty default skin based on their fighter class. But there are only 3 legendary skins, and somehow Nova got their hands on one of them. It's like super exclusive.
Okay, so you're saying there are some rare skins, but I still don't get how you acquire the skins. Is it a hunting thing? Oh, I get it. You're talking pelts like from deer.
No, Dahlia. I'm talking about skins from loot boxes. You buy the loot box, open it, deer comes out, you kill the deer, bam, rare skin.
Huh? These skins cost money? Like actual currency?
Yes, Dahlia, they cost a lot of money.
If they cost a lot of money, what weird ass is selling these skins?
I don't know, Dahlia. They're either sold by big corporations that benefit from in-game microtransaction, or the actual deer that owns the skin before. Hard to say.
Why would someone pay a merchant to get skins when you could just go hunt the deer yourself? This makes no sense.
Because it's exclusive and limited and awesome. Dahlia, you just don't get it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're kind of being a noob. Dahlia is totally confused by Avari's skins.
Standing,
and takes off to 1. Go hunt some deer, and 2. Meditate upon their valued pelts. Listen, Nova, I know this is a lot to ask, but can I borrow your battle skin? Just for a little bit? I can't believe I'm saying this, but please! Wow. Asking for a favor, Avaria is devastatingly cute. You agree immediately. I mean, the whole reason you got the skin was to impress her. Check me out! This legendary skin makes me look like a terrifying golden warrior goddess. Check out my aesthetic but not actually functioning deer wings. Avaria is clearly overjoyed with your battle skin. And with you. It's a good thing you spent $325 to get it. Totally worth it, baby. Is it? Is it really?
what'll it be then? I'll take a gamble or I'll use my skills. We are not allowed to use our skills when playing online, so, take a gamble it is. I won! Look at his fucking beans!
Beans!
Beans, what the fuck? The fuck kind of voice would Juan the small talking magical Latino cat have? He's the small magical talking Latino cat, right?
Yeah. I think in this game he probably has something high-pitched, but in Monster Road Trip, probably something more low-pitched given what he looks like.
Or it would be extra funny just to give him the lower pitched voice to start with anyway.
True.
Welcome, welcome. You new here? Don't fret, let me explain how this works. I will prepare you a drink. The drink of the day. You may choose to drink that one. But if you're not interested, you're lucky. There's a mystery box with a second option. It could be better, it could be worse, but one thing is for sure. It will be mysterious. He did a flop, look at him, I want to pet his belly.
Same.
And these drinks, look, choose whatever you want, but I'm not responsible for whatever you put in your mouth. He looks offended, he's just like, how dare.
Don't blame me for your stupid decisions.
Yeah, basically. I'm a wizard in training! For you to test my concoctions is somewhere between kind and reckless. So, get ready and good luck. Quite appealing, right? Don't know if I'd drink that, but the real question is, will you? I also have this mystery box, because at this point, who knows what you'd drink?
I feel like the protein shake will give you boldness, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, since, like I said, this is, let's say maybe the second or third time I've played this, anytime recently, or at all, down the hatch, take it! Yeah, no, totally, I was testing your common sense. And you passed. Your prize is the drink you chose. No idea if I got the recipe right. Wanna try it? Otherwise, you always have the mystery box. I gotta be careful, I'm leaning into Morty territory a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I was testing your common sense. And you passed. Your prize is the drink you chose.
I find it very poetic that I got the love potion number 9 as this character.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering why we were waiting. It's because I'm not reading. The love potion number 9. The right way to get someone to like you more is by being yourself and finding someone with whom you can match. But the fast way is by drinking this drink. A nutritious protein shake. It's just a bunch of magic bugs I was collecting and keeping in that cup. It wasn't supposed to be for someone to drink them. But here we are. They will probably swarm inside you and change all of your stats randomly. That's why it's called a shake. Because they shake up your stats. Not because it's an actual shake, you genius. I thought it was pretty obvious. I'm still stupid! Yay! Still hard to believe you drank that. Good luck, I guess. Yeah, all the bugs are going real good with that whiskey I drank. Everybody choose a food. Say your choice out loud to the other campers before clicking.
Clam chowder.
Honey roasted peanuts. Player order is decided based on which food is more likely to be actually sentient and plotting humanity's demise. Start debating now. Like, I don't care who you are, that's gotta be...
No debate given, just...
No, because it's all the clams.
So given that the little helpful tidbit of information I sent to you, you don't gotta worry about your smarts. I do. I have to be even. I have to be, like, both high and even in my stats. So,
You got this.
While hiking through the woods, you're approached by an NPC who has a quest for you. You can tell she's an NPC because she only says the same 4 things over and over and keeps doing the same idle animation. The NPC's quest is to deliver a very important scroll to her father. She makes it extremely clear that no one else is allowed to read it, or terrible things will happen. You'll read it, of course. Turns out it's her father's secret recipe for the perfect peach cobbler. Looks like her dad is never going to make that famed dessert in time for the NPC's family potluck because you eat the recipe scroll and gain 2 smarts.
Oh, god damn it.
I now know how to make a great peach cobbler.
And you don't want to share that knowledge with anybody else. That's why you ate the recipe.
Or if I do, I want to be the only one who can share it.
True.
You stumble upon a Ravi surrounded by an odd-looking group. An orc with a lute strung across his back, an elf with his bow, a haggard dwarven clerk, and some other cliches. Also odd is that Aravi is repeatedly hitting herself in the head. It takes you a moment to realize that she's calling for Hex to come out. Oh my god. You have to see this. You have to see this.
Okay, but given the context of the event that's happening, it makes sense. It's one of the alternate outfits.
There you are. Where did you disappear to?
Sorry, I was in your ribcage seeing if I could use it to cut strips of crepe paper into confetti, and then I got lost in your kidneys.
Okay, whatever. Look, I gathered this group of valiant heroes, each with their own skill set, quirky personality, and dark backstory.
Cool. Why?
What do you mean, why? You asked me to. You said to organize a party. Honestly, I never liked you more than I did in that moment. When I realized you were finally taking an interest in the things I enjoy, and that you were getting excited to raid a dungeon. Yeah, that's totally what X meant.
Raid a dungeon? No. Ravi, when I said party, I meant party. Like with pizza and confetti and music and drinks and games. Can't you just have normal fun without needing to go into dark maze-like dungeons and kill monsters? Gosh.
I feel like we will never truly understand each other.
You are so one-note, Aravi, just like the rest of your tropey friends.
I was really trying to bond. I mean, we're already bonded in that you're a curse that attaches itself to me, but I meant the spiritual kind. Aravi seems genuinely disappointed. You can't have that. Time to turn this party into a party, so Hex will be happy and Aravi will also be happy. In a moment of genius, you realize exactly what party member would make the perfect party goer. Ned the Necromancer. Did you know he doubles as a powerful baker? If he can raise the dead, he can surely raise a cake. A bard. Always a bard. Let me go this way. Hell yeah. Whoa, Ned! Is that true? I mean, of course that's true. That's why I wanted you to come bake for Hex. But for the rest of the party, fun pizza party, not adventuring party, maybe you could tell us a bit more about that while you bake? Oh, sure, Ned said, looking a little embarrassed to be put on the spot. Well, I studied at the Lich and Leven Academy for necromantic artisanal baking.
That's actually amazing. How did you know you wanted to be a necromancer and a baker?
I actually just wanted to be a baker, Ned says, beginning to make a cake. I always just had the ability to raise the dead, albeit with a lot of stipulations initially. I used my passion for bakery to open a pie shop, but when I brought my childhood sweetheart back to life and my magic prevented me from touching her, I decided to firmly study necromancy. Once I leveled up enough, I was able to resurrect her in a more traditional formal ceremony which allowed us to kiss. We got married and lived happily ever after.
Who knew? What an interesting life story you have with interests outside adventuring and necromancy.
I always thought it would make for a good TV show, but only if you told my whole story because it would be heartbreaking to cut it off before I succeeded at finding a way to get together with the love of my life. Cake's done. You can stop oversharing now. Here, Hex, eat some of this delicious cake. Has anyone else been hiding any secret backstory/hobbies? The cleric timidly steps forward. Well, even though I'm known for my divine powers and loving healing, what I really want to do is play basketball. The monk barbarian raises his hand. Although known for my skills in hand-to-hand combat, I also have immense proficiency at ballet and double Dutch jump roping.
Do you notice something here, Aravi?
That the monk barbarian's jump rope is actually some guy's intestines?
No, Aravi. It's that they all have other interests too. And look, none of them are any less amazing adventurers. After all, they're the people you called when you wanted a party, right?
I guess you're right. Maybe we can turn this party into a chance for me to, dare I say it, pick up a new hobby.
Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome to the cafe. I am your hostess, Barista. That is not just my title, it is also my name. I see you're coming over from Tavern Tilly's Tavern. What were y'all doing over there? I hope you had a good stream. Tonight we are here playing Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp with my friend Supernova EX, who I'm conveniently wearing as a hat.
Hello, hello.
This is what I get for trying to drink and do stuff at the same time.
Oh dear.
Being alive is hard. But we keep doing it anyway. But yes, anyway, welcome in. We're glad to have you. What were you streaming? What were you up to? Were you doing some more Azure Lane like yesterday or something else? Let's see. Yas. Please be sure. Words are hard. If you aren't already, Warhammer and Borderlands adventures. Ooh, that sounds fun. We do a little tangentially touching on we touch into the Borderlands on Wednesdays around here with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So yeah, I hope you had fun with that. As always, if you got a raid and run, go take care of yourself, get some food, get something to drink, you know, use the restroom, go to bed, do what you gotta do, take care of yourself. I appreciate you dropping by, bringing your community over. Oh, yes, good idea. Glug, 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 glug. And a stretch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the stretch part myself.
We'll get around to Tina's too on Borderlands 2 at the moment. Oh, nice. See, I probably should have done that at some point, because I've never actually played any of the Borderlands games. I've just played... Before I started my playthrough, I've only played a little bit of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands with my partner. Then I was like, oh, you know what sounds good? Wonderlands Wednesdays. I'm just gonna go and play it blind and not know a damn thing about anything. I mean, it's working. I'm not completely dead all the time yet. Yeah, I hope that's going well for you. I, again, appreciate you stopping by, bringing your community over. It's working how you like it, Tina. Oh, I'm having a blast with it. I think I also chose one of the sillier, Fate Maker voice options. So my character just sits there spouting off non sequiturs, and I'm just like, you know what, you go, queen, pop off. And multi-classing with the I forget what one it. I forget what the class is actually called. It's the one with the Wyvern Companion, and then the other one with the Spore Warden. I think that's what that one's called. So I got two little guys going around all the time, including an especially caked up mushroom.
Yes, the mushroom is indeed caked up on a Friday night.
The mushroom is caked up every night. It's got so much cake, it's just always... Like, listen, if you took away some of that cake, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference. Yeah, no, I'm really liking it. I feel like it would be a good idea to, at some point, get into the other Borderlands games. I think they might be on Game Pass or something. Just so I can have more context for some of the characters and stuff. Because, like, I know pretty much every quote-unquote important story character has some relevance within the Borderlands plot itself in some way or another. And of course, I know about other things in the plot just because my partner's played them before. But, yeah, I'll have to check it out sometime. Probably sooner than later. Before or after I start, keep punching my microphone. The world may never know. Tilly! Yes, Desk. Tilly just raided into us. I'm rambling about how I haven't played Borderlands, and I probably should at some point, so I have more context for the characters in Tiny Tina's. That's probably not gonna happen, though. Not anytime soon. But we'll see. Yeah, thank you again. I hope Feel free to kick back, relax, enjoy your stay. Both you and your raiders. Here's some lattes. If that's not your thing, well, place your order. We'll whip something up for you. In the meantime, like I said, we're playing Monster Prom 2, Monster Camp. We're trying to find some summer sweethearts. I don't know how well that's going. For me, anyway. I'm not so smart. I don't know if that's actually gonna help.
Every time I, like, minimize the game and click back into it, it just continues to the next
Don't worry,
thing.
the only thing you skipped over was Hex saying, "Love it!"
Alright then. Nova, since it was your idea to ask Ned, do you think you can help me figure out what I like? You heroically managed to not make an innuendo, and instead smile and go around with Avari trying everything from ballet to beadworking to billboards. You tried so many different things that by the end you gained 2 smarts, 1 creativity, a handmade scarf, and a pretty decent finger painting. Words.
Don't mind me, I'm too busy vibing. Okay, let's... What is where? You already went to go get some smart, so... you know what? I need more fun. I need to be more fun. That and I just want to see Vicky in her cute little swimsuit. You decided to go...
Understandable.
Hmm?
Nope. I said, yes, understandable.
What? It's nice to see cute girls in swimsuits.
Yes, that's what I said. Understandable.
You decide to go relax in the lake for a bit. Camp Spooky gets pretty crazy, so it's nice to just float on the water and chill. Alright, you know what? Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Are you doing what I think you're gonna do? Because if so, I'm thinking the exact same thing.
No, you're saving your points for your thing. There we go! Cute girls in bathing suits! Let's go! I mean, you pointed it out yourself, the fact that I, like, made this redeem and put it in literally yesterday.
Indeed, I did point that out. Unfortunately, I don't have a PNG model of a bathing suit, but, you know, what I got on, close enough. Could double.
Yeah, it's appropriate beach wear. It works. Yeah, no, it's also got... I also made the little bow in the back, like, on my dress. And my little... it helps if I zoom in and I'm not all the way over there. Yeah, got the little bow on the chest. Looking like my little, jabbit. Also, this is the only model out of all of my models where you'll get to see I have feet.
Yep.
I know what I've got. You don't just get those for free. I mean, I just gave them to you for free, but that's beside the point. Yeah.
You're not gonna see them long enough for it to be consequential.
Well, now in fact, everybody does know I do in fact have feet. And they have toes and everything. All the requisite things for humanoid features, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Just at this point, my PNG tubers just like pop out of a portal that no one can see. So I just look like a disembodied upper torso.
You make a great hat, though.
Why, thank you.
Now, you know what? If I make myself a little bit smaller, you can be my, you know, like one of those really big novelty sun hats at the beach. Look at me, I'm very pasty. I'm gonna frickin' burn. I mean, I'm also half vampire. My relationship with the sun is not as good as it could be. Remember when I said we were playing Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp? Mostly it's just occasionally reading the dialogue and just, being goofy. We picked a short game. Those are only supposed to be about 45 minutes long. We've been at this for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Well, only 2 hours if we're not counting the 10 minutes that we sat listening to music at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. We always manage to drag these out.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a good time. We're having fun. We're seeing cute girls in bathing suits.
Exactly.
And imagining cute dragons in bathing suits, too. Is that what they meant by Imagine Dragons?
Maybe.
You decide to go relax in the lake for a bit. Camp Spooky gets pretty crazy, so it's nice to just float on the water and chill. You end up falling asleep. And wake up to realize you floated halfway across the lake straight into a crab rave. Crabs are just as confused. The crabs are just as confused as you are, but they invite you to rave with them, and their party is surprisingly poppin'. You gain +1 invite to the next crab rave and +2 fun. You spot Calculester tending to his ant farm. He's so cute when he's manipulating the lives of thousands of organic life forms. I'm almost afraid to ask what outfit he's wearing on your end, because right now he's just got his swimmy trunks and a pair of goggles.
Oh, same here for me.
Oh, yay! He dressed appropriately. Hello, friend barista. Perhaps your visit will bring joy to my ants. I don't know. They haven't seemed to like me or my ideas before. No, I don't understand. Organic beings are supposed to love social contact, but these ants seem quite antisocial. I even tried introducing them to hugging, but it mostly just killed them. Perhaps we can sing them some songs about friendship. I believe it is easier to learn lessons through song. Dramatic entrance! Speaking of cute girls in bathing suits, more!
Oh, yeah.
That was my dramatic entrance. Are you impressed? It was certainly dramatic. Thank you. I've been practicing. Anyway, are you ready for our ant battle? I do not recall agreeing to such a thing. Really? I could have sworn I was staring intensely at you earlier while my internal monologue insisted that my ants must defeat your ants. You stared back with such unblinking intensity that I knew you must be thinking the same thing. Friend Dahlia, I never blink. It is because I do not have eyes. Then it's settled. Our ants will engage in glorious combat. Watch out, though. I've been training my ants tirelessly to defeat you. Look how buff they've become. Dahlia unveils her ant farm. It's full of Asian long-horned beetles. Train hard, Calculester. Next time we meet, I won't go easy on you. Oh dear. I never agreed to this fight, and my ants are severely outmatched, yet somehow I feel duty-bound to participate in this contest. Please, barista, help me find a way to save my ants from certain death at the hands of Dahlia's beetles. Don't engage them in direct combat, challenge them to a space race. It worked during the Cold War, it'll work for an ant war. Use your diplomatic skills to show the ants and the beetles their true enemy, the warlike Dahlia.
I think top one is smarts, bottom one is definitely charm.
Well, I've got more of that than I got smarts. My glasses are off. I'm not smart right now. Everybody knows that wearing glasses gives you like +3 smarts.
And most likely plus 100 to your sight.
Yeah, that too, but meh. Finally, I did a right answer. You can do this. You once did diplomacy with some spiders in high school. Ants and beetles are nothing. You managed to distract Dahlia by telling her there's a tree in the forest she hasn't punched yet, and are soon face to face with the beetles' president. You tell him the same thing you told the ants' queen. The real enemy isn't other insects. It's the cruel dictator who's forcing them to fight over their formic brethren. You're not sure whether you've gotten through to them, because beetles can't speak or understand language, but a few days later, it's time to put your diplomacy to the test. Also, in the background there, this monster looks like she's wearing a cute swimsuit. Another one for the cute girls in swimsuits. Alright, you scrubs, it's time for us to see who the real ants are. If that's all you wanted to figure out, the answer is clearly my ants, because your ants are beetles. Your propaganda has no effect on me, Calculester. How about you? Wait, what's happening? The ants aren't fighting each other. They're fighting me? Sure enough, both Calculester's ants and Dahlia's beetles have spilled out of their terrariums and are crawling all over Dahlia. Ah! Barista, you tricked me! I should have trained my ants not to betray me! No, it can't be! How could I allow myself to be bested this way? I must fight on! I must prevail! Friend Dahlia, it is only some insects crawling on your body. Perhaps you are so weak that even some puny insects can defeat me? Indeed, I am ashamed, but you are not wrong. I must train harder than ever before. So long, ants! Dahlia flees the battlefield, shaking off most of Calculester's ants in the process. You gather them all up and return them to their home. They've had a stressful day, so you let them ruin a picnic you were planning to have with Cal. Nice! You gain 2 fun and 1 charm. Everybody choose a color. Say your choice out loud to the rest of the campers before clicking. I'm gonna pick...
Pink?
You're picking pink?
Oh, no, I thought you were picking pink.
Sort of. I was gonna say I pick magenta.
Alright,
Does it match with my little bow?
I'm going with indigo.
Oh, that's a good color. I like that color. Player order is decided based on how disturbing it would be to go to your boss's house only to discover that everything they own is that color. Start debating now. I mean, indigo is a way more subdued color. If you went over and everything at your boss's house was just this bright-ass pink color...
Yeah, you win that one. Mainly because my sensory issues would have an overload with magenta.
That's what I'm saying.
I would either go for creativity or smarts. Just
listen,
try
I'm
to get
leaning,
one of them.
I'm leaning into not being smart. I'm gonna go be creative, though. That day in Monster Scouts, you all practice writing speeches in preparation for possibly being killed by a bear. You want to get your last words right. You decide to write a heartfelt poem dedicated to your favorite things in life. Monster Camp, the smell of rain, bittersweet joy of watching the sunset for the very last time, and chicken tenders. Everyone is moved by your poem. We're pretty sure you even make the nearby bears cry. You gain 2 creativity. It's a beautiful day at Camp Spooky, and Calculester is taking the opportunity to show off his succulents. Is that a euphemism? You see, friend barista, I did not want my succulents to feel left out of the camp spirit, so I have been making each of them tiny, Camp Spooky appropriate outfits. Each one will be receiving a tiny scout sash with even tinier scout badges and individual bathing suits they can wear while I spray them with mist. Ah, bathing suits, you say? Cute succulents in bathing suits. Calculester is so adorable when he talks about his plants, you can't help but stare lovingly into his face as he speaks. I'm sorry, what the fuck is that?
Oh, that's the camp, I believe the camp director. Well, 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 why am I not surprised? Yet another camper staring intently at a screen instead of enjoying the great outdoors. Camp Spooky isn't about using electronics. It's about engaging in classic activities like scouting and swimming and doing manual labor to benefit the camp.
But it's not just the screen, it's my boyfriend. Maybe. If he'll let me.
Hopefully. Possibly.
Probably not. I am not confident. I'm pretending the bathing suit's giving me confidence and power, but it's not. I'm nervous.
And yet, here you are, all on your phones.
You explain that Calculaster is not, in fact, a phone, but rather a sentient being, and in fact, a fellow camper under her charge. Friend Barista is right. Friend Barista is right, friend camp director Miss Weaving. You and I have interacted multiple times. Oh.
That's what students and their phones always say to try to justify their technology addiction and neglect their real-world responsibilities. You have left me with no choice. I'm afraid I'm going to have to confiscate all screens from you until you kick this nasty habit.
Don't decapitate my boyfriend! Quick as a flash, camp director Miss Weaving grabs Calculaster and starts trying to put him in her pocket. Help! Help! I'm being kidnapped!
No, you're not. You're being confiscated. There's a huge difference, and it has to do with whether I consider you a person or not.
Wow.
Damn!
Rescue me, friend Barista. Rescue me from friend camp director Miss Weaving, who is not being a good friend at all right now. You can't let Calculaster be kidnapped, computer napped, confiscated. Whatever, he can't be taken away. You need to find a way to convince camp director Miss Weaving that your relationship with Calculaster is far from an unhealthy addiction. Given your history of spending all your time and energy trying to impress one classmate with no regard for school or extracurriculars, this may not be true, but you still need to convince her. Show her a really unhealthy addiction by digging up your old Garfield Conspiranoia blog. Show her you're addicted to Sex with Machines Anonymous computer chip, which proves your relationship with robots has been healthy for 10 months.
Huh. I feel like top one might be creativity, and the bottom one might be boldness. But I have no fucking clue.
So I can either weird her out by showing her a weirder addiction, or be like, no, this chip, I have a permit. This just says I can do what I want. Exactly. Also, you know what I just realized?
What?
We're playing a monster game. I should be showing off my... Hang on, where is it? There we go. I should be showing off my ears.
Nope.
I should be showing off my more monstrous form. Let's show off my ears at least.
With the fluffy ears and the pretty red eyes.
It just happens when I channel my powers, dude. That's all it is. It's not that serious. Yeah! Sex with Robots Anonymous for the win. Why are you handing me... Oh, sorry, that's your line. What am I doing?
Why are you handing me a computer chip? More proof of your pathetic dependence on technology, too. Oh, I see. This isn't a working computer part at all, but rather a symbol of your failure to have sex with robots?
No, you explain. It's not about a failure to boink robots. It's about an amazing display of willpower and self-control. You tell Camp Director Miss Weaving all about Addicted to Sex with Machines Anonymous and give her the informative pamphlet you keep on you at all times.
It appears this is a 3-law program founded on the principles of Sir
Isaac Asimov.
Reformed robot fucker.
Which, once again, is a play on Isaac Asimov, who did the whole 3 laws of robotics thing. Which was briefly touched upon in the first one.
Law 1. A monster may not bang a robot or thoroughly What the?
Through inaction,
allow oneself to be banged by a robot for an excess of 10 hours a day. Law 2. A monster must obey the orders given to it by robots except if the robot says to bang them in excess of 10 hours a day. Law 3. A monster must protect its own existence by cultivating interests and hobbies outside of banging a robot in excess of 10 hours a day. Huh. Well, I must say that in excess of 10 hours a day seems like a low bar to achieve in terms of the amount of monster robot sex to not be having. But you clearly are taking this very seriously and moving in a good direction.
Does this mean I can be unconfiscated and given back to friend barista, friend camp director Miss Weaving?
You are unconfiscated, Mr.
Hewitt Packard.
Hewitt Packard, but I cannot stress enough that I am not giving you to Camper Barista, given her remarkable work with Addicted to Sex with Machines Anonymous.
Thank you very much for unconfiscating me. I will be certain not to bang friend barista for more than 10 hours a day. Or, by inaction, be banged by her. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but you can't help but notice that Calculaster promised not to bang you for more than 10 hours. He never said he wouldn't bang you, or through inaction be banged by you. He totally could have just said that would never happen, but he didn't. By reading way too much into this, you immediately gain 2 boldness and 1 fun.
You know, speaking of cute girls in bathing suits...
Cute girls in bathing suits! Oh, look at her.
Before you go into the lake, you decide to make the most fun, inflatable toy to float on that you possibly can. You combine many of your favorite fun things: ice cream, tabletop games, watching your enemies fall, ducks. The resulting amalgamation is certainly interesting, even if it doesn't exactly float on water. You decide to name your toy Dr. Frankenfun, or maybe you should name it Dr. Frankenfun's Monster? Just beholding the horror you've created gives you 2 fun.
Tilly says 10 hours sounds like a solid deal. What I want to know is it all in one go, or is it like broken up? Because 10 hours all at once, that just sounds like too much.
I think it implies that, like, you can't bang a robot for more than 10 hours in a row. So, theoretically, you could break it up to bypass that.
Then I agree with Tilly. Sounds like a solid deal.
You spend the last few hours teaming up with Avari on a side quest. You're covered in blood, exhausted, and 2 hit HP points away from death. But if you can just find 1 more lost chicken and return it to the village farm, you'll get 20 rupees, bitch! You spot that last chicken hanging out on the farmer's roof. You hop out there, catch that rooster, and dunk that bird down into the chicken pen. Side quest complete!
Dang, that was like Santana featuring Rob Thomas levels of smooth. Pretty sick cock wrangling, Nova. Nice cock.
Oh my god. don't say that word. They're chickens, okay? Or call them cuckoos if you want to use accurate in-game terminology. X is right, though. That was awesome, Nova. I can tell you took my advice about leveling up your agility. It's paying off. I really like when we spend time together. It's such a shame that you're off meta now. Off meta? That's weird. You're fully aware that you're a PC in a video game, so you thought that means you were very meta. You ask Avari what she means. Oh, well, the truth is, I'm not really into casual relationships. I exclusively do hardcore competitive long-term dating. Well, when I date someone, I give it my all. So obviously, if you're a competitive dater, you have to read all the patch notes. It's critical info for optimizing my partner selection. I can't fuck up my kiss-date ratio. And, it's the start of awkward, but have you looked at the buffs and nerfs in the latest patch? Some of your stats were reworked.
No, that was me, because I drank a protein shake. That wasn't you.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm just gonna say it. Nova, they nerfed you super bad, and now dating you is it's totally off meta. Strategically, you're a D tier partner.
Ouch.
God damn.
Fucking roasted.
Jeez. I already thought I was bad. Well, I was already bad. Why the fuck did they nerf me even more? Is it because I'm doing too good in every other aspect?
Yes.
God damn it. Fucking damn it.
Don't feel too bad, Nova. Maybe some filthy casuals will date you as a joke.
Shut the fuck up, Hex. You pulled up the latest patch notes on your phone and scroll through some pro formulas. Avari's totally right. Dating you is as off meta as using a Master Ball on a Zubat.
What the hell, desk? Sorry, I got yo.
First off, since romantic picnics are on the rise this summer, partners who are allergic to bees, or just super scared of them, have been nerfed. You're both. Also, 2 new maps just got added. Food Truck and trendy Instagram Donut Shop. They're both way too small for your special move to be effective. And lastly, super horny type players no longer get a charm buff against tsundere types. Fuck, you were really relying on that score bonus.
No! Whoa, I take back what I said, but those stats you'd have to be a fucking idiot to date Noah. Well, that was extra harsh. Very uncalled for.
Damn.
For what it's worth, they're lying.
Yeah, it really sucks that this patch nerfed you so hard. I was starting to think that we were pretty compatible teammates, you know? Shit, you have a huge crush on Aurari, and this dumb competitive dating meta is Kuko blocking you. Your objective is clear. Convince Aurari that you're a good pick for competitive long-term dating, despite the current meta. But how? How, Nova? Easy. The meta is constantly fucking changing.
So true.
Also, it helps that, like, because so, a little bit of a tangent. So Genshin Impact had released a patch to nerf Nuvilette, one of the Hydro characters, to nerf a very special move you can do, where basically you supercharge his basic attack, and then you spin around as fast as possible and just kill everything. They nerfed the ability of how fast you could spin. The player base in China, where Genshin Impact originally started from, got so up in arms that they reverted the change.
Nah.
No! I just have to get a couple of my friends and family to get so enraged for me on my behalf that they revert the change!
You know what? That makes sense to me.
Get a hardcore dating pro to write a competitive online guide. How to date Nova, an unexpected off-meta strategy to boost your win rate. The current meta favors tank players because it requires a ton of HP and favors defensive stats. Use forbidden magic to become an actual tank. I like this. Smart. Hell yeah.
There you go.
A blog will totally date you if there's a thorough strategy guide detailing your strengths, weaknesses, and what maps you play best on. And you know just who should write it. Love Pants 81, the #1 professional dater in the competitive league right now. You use your master hacker skills to track down Love Pants 81, drive through the front window of their house, and insist they write a strategy guide about dating you. Nova, before this conversation, I would have said that you are the absolute worst possible for competitive long-term dating in the current meta. However, I am moved by how romantic of a gesture this is. But no, don't you see? It takes the greatest love professional of all of them to write a guide on how to date you. Fine, I'll do it! This guide shall go down in hardcore dating history! After hours of rigorous testing to determine your emotional maturity, secret fetishes, and tongue girth, great. Love Pants 81 comes up with an insanely efficient strategy to date you. Nova is wildly underrated within the competitive dating. Most guys will tell you that their extremely sweaty body and unending horniness are weaknesses. But skilled daters will see that these are strengths. Nova releases a high amount of pheromones through their hornies. Oh, God fucking damn it! It is great for inducing libido. Lastly, don't underestimate the element of surprise. Since so few people date Nova, you'll get a surprise attack bonus on any double date matches. God fucking damn it. I can't take this game seriously.
That's the thing. You shouldn't.
What the fuck do I read half the time? Love Pants 81 publishes the guide. Yes, Avari follows the meta super closely, so she should see it. You're just praying she doesn't have hashtag Nova strat move muted. Hey, Nova, I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day. You know, when I said that you'd be a terrible option for long-term hardcore dating. To be honest, I'm really intrigued by some of the off-meta strategies I've been hearing about lately. Feels so taboo, you know? I'm wondering if dating you could be an unexpected shortcut to a higher competitive ranking, which is basically the highest compliment I could give a potential romantic partner.
I love how Hex is just like, bleh.
Avari spends the whole afternoon practicing competitive dating formats with you. She gives you a few tips on your form, and you gain 3 boldness. Hot!
You have 9s almost completely across the board. The only thing you're missing 1 on is fun.
Well, yeah, that actually works out in my favor, then.
Ask Calculester to go to the meteor shower. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I swear to God, this is not high enough. This is, like, almost perfectly even.
You finally gather the courage to ask your beloved to watch the meteor shower with you. You desire a summer fling with me? What a colorful proposal. I see the misunderstanding. You know that I want to experience life in its various forms. This is a correct observation. However, there are some aspects of life I have no interest in exploring. Dating you is one of the aspects of life I just mentioned. I see how one could get confused about that. What a silly misunderstanding, friend barista. Swallowing all this rejection is tough. The next day, you receive a call from the renowned magazine Losers Today. They want to interview you on your epic failure. Although it turns out your failure was more boring than epic, and 10 minutes in, the journalist is half asleep and totally not paying attention. When the interview is published, they made a typo on it, on your name, and instead of barista, it says Poop Face McPoop.
Well then.
I'm just gonna go over here now.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. There. It's all gonna be okay. You finally gather the courage and ask your beloved on a date. Wait, you want to go to the meteor shatter with me?
No way!
I actually had this side quest. A wise old man told me he needed me to watch the meteor shower with someone. He told me if I did it, he would give me 3 mana potions. Yeah, totally a legit side quest. That's the only reason I'm agreeing to go out with you. No other one. I mean, you know that's probably a lie, but if this is Avari's way of coping with her own feelings, you won't complain. The last day of camp was awesome. During the meteor shower, Avari kept listing adventures you two could go on during the fall. It sounded like a lot of stuff that could get you easily killed, but hey, it was implied she wanted for you to remain in contact for the time being. You told yourself that continuing to see her was going to be the most exciting adventure of all of them.
Yippee. Before we knew it, those weeks were gone. It felt like a hot minute, and it felt like an entire lifetime.
Oh shoot.
What?
You're definitely gonna want to skip through the credits, unless you checked the settings before. Because I think this is also one of the ones that has, like, the streamer mode as an option.
We could also do this. No sound for anybody. Game capture, muted. You'll get nothing and like it.
Yeah, no, it definitely has streamer mode on. Well, on my end it does. I don't know if yours
Well,
does.
if it has it on your end, it should on mine. So instead of... Actually, no, you know what? I have the perfect music for this.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, it's Neil's song.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. So for those not in the know, during our first long stream series, Coffee Talk Episode 1, or just Coffee Talk, we had some issues with the music, so I pulled up Kevin MacLeod's royalty-free, free use jazz music playlist. And one of the songs, this one in particular, it's called Zazzie, Z-A-Z-I-E. It's very silly, so we associated it particularly with one of the characters, who we do in fact have an emote of. So whenever they were on screen, we would play this song on loop. And you know what? I think it works here too. That night, as we saw summer coming to an end, we all wondered what would come next for us. Felt like the end of something big. Little did we know, life still had many wonders and misadventures in store for us. Now I'm older, and I can see it. How those years became the foundation of the mythology of our lives. Broken hearts turned tragedies sung for centuries. Wild nights became epics treasured forever. Every kiss and every laugh is now a constellation we'll always find while gazing into the starry night, no matter how many years go by. Even today, I can still close my eyes, and I'm there. on that last summer night. Feeling like I was just starting to live life. With all my friends around that campfire, so young and unafraid, and so ready to start. I'm not gonna skip the credits just because it's all so cute.
Yeah,
All the little animations and everything. Why does that fish have dentures?
Why not?
Fair. I also love how Milo's eyes and heart and nails always match. Again, we'll never get over how fucking stacked this fucking this cast is. They're
Oh yeah. It's
fucking Patrick Seitz, Kaiji Tong. You're telling me Ichiban fucking Kasuga is in this game?
yeah. If they're in the credits, then yeah.
I know, I'm just being melodramatic. Frankly, I would 1000% watch like a full-on animated series about this.
Oh, I absolutely would too. Like, I would tell my ADHD to shut the fuck up. We're sitting the fuck down and watching this. And he could just shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Heyo, Ichiban! Yeah, I know, right? Like, well, maybe not obviously, but like a lot of this stuff came from before they were like super big names. So, see, this is the kind of stuff I wanted. I wanted cute little and having him be all blushy, but no, I got turned down. Ah.
There.
I'm going back in my corner.
There's always next time.
There is always next time. Look at Juan, he be floating though. Joy is the real lo-fi girl here.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I love how in the special thanks, the lo-fi thing was credited. Thanks for playing. Thanks for breaking my heart. You just unlocked Ko-Fi Beats to relax/study to. Now that we're here. On. Wow, they have dyslexia months and everything. That's cool. Do I have to, like...
What are you looking for?
For all the... Oh, there we go. All the outfits.
All the outfits will be in customized game.
Yeah, I see that now. That's what I was looking for. Like I said, thanks to you, I got all of the things, so now the next time we go through... Damien B costume. Sexy. Super sexy. We're putting it on super sexy. Well, that's set for the next time we do this. As, we've been at this for 3 hours, and I do not think I could go another round.
Understandable. You could also... The meta shop should have both Modius and the fridge, although I do not remember how much they cost.
Hey player, it's me, the the meta shopkeeper. This is your first time in my little shop, huh? Don't worry, I'll explain how this works. Here in the meta shop, we don't accept money. We buy and trade with summer memories instead. You'll earn summer memories every time you encounter a new event, outcome, secret ending, or special thing in Monster Camp. What are special things, you ask? Well, trust me, you'll know one when you've seen one. Don't fret, you'll also get some memories just for finishing games, so don't feel pressured. You can spend your memories here to unlock the tutorial guide, new outfit packs, gallery content, and drinks, which you can access in Juan's free drinks drinking game mode. Monster Camp truly is the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? Oh, on top of that, if you've already played Monster Camp before, you'll get your corresponding summer memories retroactively for what you've already achieved. Aren't we nice? So what are you waiting for? Either buy something or get busy playing the game. Oh yeah, she's free.
Oh yeah. And so are like 5 costume packs.
Remember, no refunds. Playing another round? God no, we picked a short round that's technically only supposed to be 45 minutes, and we've been at this for almost 3 hours. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just making a statement.
I have to make sure you also work tomorrow, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And you probably work both of your jobs.
No, just the one.
Oh.
Getting all the free shit while I'm here. Yeah, the fridge is 1,000.
Tells you just how much I've played this game in the past.
Okay, so good news. I remember that that I did already, in fact, put you on the ending soon screen. So we're here. We can hear you. Yay!
Whee!
And if we can't, well, that's a problem for another time.
That's a problem. That's a problem for future barista.
That is a problem for future barista.
Not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Yeah, basically. But thank you. Hmm?
Sorry, I just realized I have you pulled up on the background of my computer, and it's probably off-timed.
Ah. Well, thank you again for joining us and being way more successful at dating than I am.
Look, this only applies to video games. Don't. IRL, I still have the riz of a Magikarp.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, how's that saying go? Everybody has a favorite Pokemon.
True.
Magikarp is somebody's favorite. Like that one fucking guy, I'm certain there's one game where there's a guy who just has 6 fucking Magikarp.
There is.
You just gotta find that guy.
You know, maybe I need to be like Amari and like just start fucking grinding whatever dungeon gives me charisma.
The Riz dungeon. But you know, since we're on the topic of Pokemon, looks like I've got us a raid raid target.
Ooh.
Let's go. Say hi to Wee Wee, who's playing Pokemon Swish. That is to say, sword and or shield.
It took me a second to remember that.
It's in the same vein as how I always refer to Tears of the Kingdom as Legend of Zelda TikTok. It's got 2 T's and an O and a K.
Close enough.
It's got most of it all there.
Let's just say the abbreviation for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is, if you're not careful, you're gonna say something completely different.
What, you telling me we don't want it to be Pokemon BDSM?
No, the abbreviation is BDSP.
I know. I said what I said.
Two very different things. My God.
I guess. But thank you again for joining us tonight, Nova. Always a pleasure to have you here. Everybody, go get some good drinks, good food, get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!
Bye!